never stopped. Now it's gone. They say it doesn't matter what for. When you build your house, call me.
1, 2, 3, 4. Close our eyes. We'll focus in. You guys here? We'll just focus in. We'll see everybody.
All the time. Well, I would go anywhere.
See love.
Anywhere.
So let's extend through our bodies.
Ask me and I will be there. You just ask me and I'll be there.
Extend to each other, and then we'll lower the chant.
In the sea of love.
You focus in. Let everybody here in this winter day. Then we'll extend to each other. Okay, is it loud enough? Sound-wise? Loud enough? Okay, great. And then we'll extend to our ancestors. Then the great yogis and gurus, those people who embody the light so completely. Invisible becomes visible. And then we'll extend to the different traditions that mix in our body. And finally we'll extend to that mysterious archetypical dimension of the deities and dakinis. We'll extend to a line-faced dakini. Did we put a CD on by chance? Great. Also, we're going to focus on our friend Ulysses, who was here a few weeks ago and was actually ill at that time, and he's having some difficulties right now. So we're going to focus on him. We'll extend to him. Also extend to his lineage, his generational field, which does protect him. You can always experience how extension is a co-emergent experience, isn't it? 1 + 1 = 3. So here we are. So let's leave our eyes closed for a little bit. Let's extend to each other again. For the different lineages that mix in our bodies. And I'm going to give a little talk again on this one's, and if you're new, you kind of just have to swim along. It'll probably be 35 minutes, so it's a little bit long. But we just have to put up with it a little bit, okay? It's like a little summary talk. And this is a little talk of Dzogchen, or becoming aware of awareness as magical realism, as expressed in the unceasing experience of spontaneity. And as you guys know, as we become aware of awareness, if you're a Buddhist, you'd call it Rigpa, Dzogchen. So what happens in Rigpa? And I'm using right now Longchenpa a lot in this talk. And excuse me, sorry. And to me, he's really so great and so contemporary person. And I'm using the great book, The Nature of Natural Perfection of Awareness. And he opens his discussion with the theme of absence. As you all know in your own life, as you became aware of awareness, sometimes by sheer fate, an accident, a loss, or just by practicing, or incidental meeting of someone, whatever the reason is sort of beside the point. But in that opening of the openness of awareness, when you're not quite so much in your mind, so when we first, as that opens up for us, that openness can really feel like just simply absence, huh? So the openness of awareness at times is felt as absence, or emptiness, or nothingness, or the void, huh? And this initial experience, and by initial you can be doing it for 20 years, this experience of such absence can actually be terror-filled in the vastness of lean into each other, of the great expanse, where there's no reference, because there's no reference in it, huh? And as one slowly but surely becomes more capable of holding it, then assimilating it, then experiencing it and becoming this primordial openness, within this openness, this great expanse, there arises the experience of spontaneity, unceasing spontaneity, and magical spontaneity emerges, as in what is happening now. All experience in this frame takes place within awareness, the pure awareness, as timeless spontaneity. As you all know, when you become aware of awareness, timelessness can arise. So you're experiencing time in timelessness. Timeless awareness manifests spontaneously. It manifests you and I spontaneously, thanks, and it manifests around us spontaneously. Timeless spontaneity is always present and is created by no one, and it's the very nature of pure awareness. When we're simply located in our mind, we don't necessarily experience this so directly. Pure awareness is truly the wish-fulfilling gem, the magical potential from which and out of which and within which everything arises. So to access these dimensions is really fantastic. It is a gift given by givenness. Timeless spontaneity is the origin of all, of both samsara and nirvana. In timeless spontaneity, there is freedom. This talk is really on riding spontaneity as much as possible. The freedom of manifestation, multidimensional manifestations. This pure awareness, this field of gnosis, is indeterminate. It is determinate. Whatever explanations we give will always fall short. They're like guesses. Completely undeterminate, without fixation, without fixation, without fixation. Fixation is the true block of becoming awareness itself. Pure reference, pure openness, without fixation. In a certain way, fixation has to go, whatever it is. To live within this pure awareness is to live within this indeterminate space, and is to dwell within this realm of freedom and magic. This vast, indeterminate quality, perhaps you can feel it, is source of both spontaneity and potentiality. They actually go together, just like space and light are in oneness. Potentiality, potential space, and spontaneity are in oneness. By spontaneity, I do not mean impulsiveness, There's an attunement in spontaneity. To dwell within this space of spontaneity and potential, to actually experience it, is the bliss of freedom, Muktananda. To really live within this essence, one must go beyond your mind, which is a generational place, and embody awareness completely, becoming it. To be in the mind alone, and we all know what that is, or even to be in a simple function alone, like to be located in the thinking function, or located in the memory function, good old days, bad old days, to be located in affect, the sea of affect, to be located simply in sensation, or to be located in fantasy. To be in the mind alone is to experience determinateness. The more you're in the mind, everything is completely determined. There is no fucking space whatsoever. None. 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 And then we experience the inherent fixation of events. There is both an illusionary security and a hopelessness in fixation. There's both illusionary security and hopelessness in fixation. The fixation of history, the fixation of events, the fixation of our mind, the fixation of circumstances. The inherent quality, the eminent quality of potency, potentiality, infinite potentiality, may give rise to anything whatsoever. Anything. And is always infinitely spontaneous. Unceasingly spontaneity is dangerous. This existential ground of openness, primordial openness, this source as timeless spaciousness, luminous spaciousness, within which every experience arises, even now, everything whatsoever manifests and arises out of this spaciousness and within this spaciousness of phenomena. Can you feel it now even? Within your experience, arising within spaciousness. That is Dzogchen right there. This process is not like a fish jumping out of water. Rather, this plane of eminence, I-M-M-A-N-E-N-C-E, contains everything. Everything arises within the plane of eminence and never goes beyond it. You're always in it. Life after life, death after death, realm after realm. This gnosis, this awareness of awareness is a field. This plane of eminence is total spontaneity, without inside or outside, without experiential fixation. The pure awareness is boundless like the sky, the all-encompassing matrix, this multidimensional matrix, all-embracing, integrating everything and manifesting everything. The field of spontaneous eminence is inexhaustible, and without increase or decrease, nothing is beyond it. Nothing transcends it. Nothing transcends it. The pure awareness field is spontaneous and it's complete. To experience it is to experience the great perfection, completeness, just as we are, just as it is. It is the totality of the here and now, infinite here and now, forever and ever here and now, ceaseless, relentless here and now. At the moment of death, you will be in the here and now. You might be a bit dazed, might not know what's exactly going on, but you are in the here and the now. And immediately after you die, and you leave this dimension of flesh, you will be in the here and now. And then when you reincarnate and you re-enter the flesh, you will still be in the here and the now. This vast creative potency, creative potentiality, is the natural function of the spacious openness, spacious unboundedness, indeterminate radiant space. Stretched. This luminous openness of the all-embracing essence is the essence of awareness. Learning to rest in the unbound, indeterminate, unfolding experience. Learning to rest in the unbound, indeterminate, unfolding of experience. All environments and all worlds and all beings occur and come to be in this luminous, spacious field. And yet samsara and nirvana never completely concretize or eternally locked in or completely crystallized and completely congealed. Where is the space? Where is the openness? Where is the freedom? Where is it? All events are arising and dissolving within the scope of the Gnostic field, this cosmic field of spacious spontaneity, radiant spontaneity, congealing radiance and uncongealing radiance simultaneously taking place, appearing and disappearing simultaneously taking place, uncongealing and rather unconcealing and concealing simultaneously taking place, opening and closing simultaneously taking place, luminous and darkness manifesting simultaneously, nothingness and beingness simultaneously being experienced. All appearance is form. All appearance are finite in form. The kinetic forms arise as circles of light and energy, the tigles arising from the Gnostic potency as and becoming the experience of samsara nirvana, sambhogakaya, energies of vortexes, becoming flesh. This cosmogenesis is both the macrocosmic and microcosmic universe, worlds within worlds, even worlds within your body and my body right now. Pure awareness itself and all its manifestations are non-dual oneness. Pure awareness and its manifestations are pure and luminous. Both the pure awareness and its manifestations are all pure and luminous. You and I are pure and luminous in essence, in nature, in form. Non-duality is spontaneity. The Gnostic ground, the ground of awareness, and its field manifestations are neither identical nor different from each other. Every manifestations occur in this medium of timeless awareness. It's not a fish jumping out of water. The manifestation of the unceasing potentiality may appear as both pure, and what they mean by pure means non-dual, or impure, which means dual, in the moment of non-dual spaciousness of awareness. This will be clear as we go along. All manifestations are oneness, and this oneness cannot be contrived or destroyed. The manifestations of the various dimensions within the field are equivocal and ambiguous. The manifestations are equivocal and ambiguous. Stated as a very weak and thin metaphor, there's only one house with three different floors. One house, 3 floors. One house, 3 floors. Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya are completely the same and yet a bit different. All Buddha beings, sentient beings, all actual and potential worlds, all are the nature of pure awareness, multi-dimensional awareness. You're not simply Nirmanakaya, you're not simply flesh. All 3 dimensions, you are, I am, are. Potential, indeterminate space as Dharmakaya. Luminous energy, vortexing, manifesting vortexually, Sambhogakaya, archetypically. Nirmanakaya, the emanation of the earth among all the worlds. Extension, earth. Although the spontaneous manifestations arising out of Gnostic awareness can be defined as pure or impure. So as they arise, we can say, oh, pure, oh, impure, oh, good, oh, bad, oh, right, oh, wrong, oh, true or false. In actuality, the manifestations cannot be differentiated from being the pure Gnostic ground. In that lies realization. The clear, luminous, non-dual knowingness of pure awareness may manifest ordinary good and bad experience, right? Good and bad experience does take place, like that phone. Beauty and horror. Beauty and horror. It's not just a smudge. And yet, what happens in the moment of the experience of the non-dual awareness is the arising of and release of suffering. Suffering does arise within non-dual awareness and is released within non-dual awareness. Certain statements and beliefs, frames, there is no suffering, never was and never will be, is ghastly. Humanly ghastly. Invalidating of the reality of the incarnation. Not good for people. This is the experience of non-duality of samsara and nirvana. The non-duality of samsara and nirvana does not mean they do not exist. Within the non-dual field of awareness, duality appears and duality disappears. Duality within non-duality. Duality within non-duality. Me and you and us within non-duality. Yet it is me, it is you and us. Duality within non-duality is the essence of magical realism. The essence of magical realism is experiencing that. Many forms of Eastern philosophy, both in the Hindu Vedantic and Buddhist systems, utterly deny duality by denying otherness. Many Vedantic systems and Buddhist systems utterly deny duality by denying otherness, by denying subjectivity and objectivity. The Mayamaka, Advaita Vedanta, believe that the non-dual absolute, the subject-object duality, subject otherness, is totally negated. The Mayamaka, Advaita Vedanta, believe that in the non-dual absolute, the subject otherness duality is totally negated. Subjectivity is negated. There is no self. There's no subjectivity. Reality of the vessel of the world is negated. It's not real. Incarnation is negated. This crass, C-R-A-S-T, and gross idealism is dissociative and illusionary at best. In the denial of otherness, a non-dual experience of solipsism is resultant. In the denial of otherness, in denial of the vessel of the world, the non-dual experience of solipsism is a resultant, which is I alone exist. I alone exist. A kind of attachment disorder is fabricated. Tricky word, detachment. Tricky word. Tricky word. The Dzogchen of Longchenpa, Dujun Piché, and others, the Shaivism of Muktananda, from my frame, highly prejudiced frame, of course, Yen Chin, is without the denial of otherness and is an expression, for me, of magical realism. The Vajrayana is magical. Subject and object, subject and otherness, you and me, us, them, are manifestations of the awareness field. And within the awareness field, as the awareness field, there is duality within non-duality. Can you experience that? Duality within non-duality. Multidimensional, magical realism. There's duality within the oneness of non-duality, and with the nature of the eminent plane of oneness. Subject and otherness are spontaneous manifestations of the one luminous plane of awareness. Duality is the manifestation of non-duality and takes place within non-duality as non-duality. We might say we live in non-dual duality, or duality within non-dualness. And this is the bliss of magical realism, and this is the bliss of being a human being. Non-duality is an ambiguous experience, and all manifestations are equivocal. Equivocal means, we're almost done, equivocal means having more than one meaning. Completely the same with difference. Completely the same and yet within a difference. Difference within completely the same. The ambivalent spontaneity of pure awareness gnosis is manifested as the three dimensions of the Gnostic ground arising, manifesting. Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya. You guys understanding this? The metaphor of crystal prism is often used. The crystal prism diffracting pure colorless light as the 5 rainbow rays of color. The radiance manifesting, if you're a Buddhist, you'll call it the 5 Buddha families, which manifest then as the 5 elements. So the 5 elements are very important in all this. And the configuration of the world, this luminous world of flesh. These 3 dimensions of awareness and its manifestations are infinitely spontaneous in the differentiation or the diffraction of the crystal spectrum of light. The 5 colored luminous rays of light are separately distinguished and are the manifestation of one potency of the crystal spectrum of light without discrimination. The emptiness or the openness or the nothingness or the spaciousness or purity, all synonyms, is the dimension of the pure being of Dharmakaya. The radiance, intrinsic luminosity, the vortexualness, the movement, is the dimension of bliss, Sambhogakaya. And the indeterminate medium of emanation, which is the great compassion. Compassion is emanation, is Nirmanakaya. Compassion is emanation. It is radiance. It is extension. It is not taking in, slurping in. This is the magical dimension of gnosis, and these are the Gnostic magical dimensions of spontaneity within the spacious ground of the field. Almost done. The crystal prism and the 5-fold spectrum of light within it share a common field, and there's no qualitative distinction made between them. There's absolutely no qualitative distinction between the spaciousness or the emptiness of gnosis, which is the dimension of pure being, potentiality, Dharmakaya, Great Mother, call her what you wish, Source, which is like a crystal, and its brilliance is the dimension of bliss and ecstasy, which is the spectrum of light, energy, Sambhogakaya, and is the unlimited potential, and the unlimited potential for manifestation and the emanation of light becoming the world, Nirmanakaya, including the world of flesh. These 3 Gnostic dimensions are one essence. Sorry. The apparitional manifestation, the apparitional, that's Sambhogakaya, right? That's the visions. That's the visions. Is of the one essence. And the appearance, that's us. This is appearance. Open your eyes, you'll see appearance. Karma mudra, appearance. Jnana mudra, apparitional. Maha mudra, everything. The apparitional manifestations is of the one essence, and the appearance of the vessel of the world, which you and I are, we're the vessel of the world, is of one essence. Through the entire Gnostic dimension is unimpeded manifestation of indeterminate spontaneity. Just watch the news. Just watch one day. Stay in it. Stay in awareness. One of the reasons why it is very difficult staying in awareness, not because we're fixated, but we go to fixation because the spontaneous unfolding is too difficult to stay in the sea of love. Like the song. Almost done. Primordial spaciousness is pervasive within the Gnostic continuum. It's not just pervasive in Dharmakaya. It's pervasive through the entire dimensions. Pure being is indivisible from the three dimensions of reality. The light of awareness is pure being, and the light's intrinsic shining as the manifestation of the apparitional existence, Sambhogakaya, and shining as the manifestation of the existential appearance of the vessel of this world, and its inhabitants appearing distinctly and fantastically brilliant. These infinite manifestations are the bliss of timeless awakenedness and the great compassion with its magical emanations. Almost done. Any attempt, and much of religion, if not most of religion, is an attempt to revert to the source. It's to find the source. Any attempt to revert to the source is redundant. Redundant, 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 redundant. Those Longchenpa's words. Because there's no distinction to be made whatsoever between the source and its manifestations. Here the Dakinis start laughing. Likewise, there's no qualitative distinction to be made between any of the varieties of the manifestations, though they must be dealt with. Though they must be dealt with. Non-duality is not being stupid, not being naive, not thinking that everything happens for the best. The Dakinis laugh at that one. Not the denial of suffering and agony. When such denials exist, great tragedies happen for people, for countries. Any attempt to revert to the source is redundant because there's no distinction to be made between the source and its manifestations. Likewise, there's no qualitative distinction to be made between any of the variety of manifestations. All are in oneness, all in the oneness of Gnosis. The three Gnostic dimensions may appear to be separate, but are one in reality. The three are indistinguishable due to their common nature. The experience is total reality. The brilliance is total reality. And the essence is total reality. So even at this moment as I'm blabbing along, totally inventing this, it is nonetheless reality. Doesn't depend on the content. Huh? Finally, a Longchenpa statement. The common light of day, the common light of today, cannot be distinguished from the purity of reality. This is not Brahmanism. Holding awareness. Now, if you were late, I'd like you, for this particular talk, which is long and laborious, I'd like you to go online and listen to it, okay? So if you were late, which I don't mind you being late, okay? But I don't want to do this talk over again. I would like you to go online, and it'll be on the archives. So we're holding awareness. So we're going to meditate now for a little while. Of course, you should have your own mind, right? As Lord Buddha said, if you accept the oral tradition, you have to be very careful with that. If you give your mind away to authority, okay, to a speaker, and you give up your own authority, and you give up your own mind, you give up your own discrimination, you give up your own metabolizing, what you hear and what you think, then you can never become what you are. You can't become what someone else is. You want to become what you are. That's in the Pali scriptures. It's quite dramatic. Quite dramatic. See if your experience manifests what
Wait
you're
a
saying.
minute, baby. Stay with me a while. Said you'd give me life, but you never told me about the fire. Doesn't matter what for. When you build your house, call me. He was just like great dark wing within the wings of a storm. Well, I think I have met my man. He was singing and undoing. Always undoing. Ah, the laces, undoing the laces. Sarah, you're the poet in my heart. Never change, never stop. Now it's gone. They say it doesn't matter what for. When you build your house, call me. Hold heartbeat, no, it never really died. It never really died. Won't you follow your bride? Could you speak a little louder? And the wind became crazy. There's a heartbeat and it never really died. Crazy, crazy.
Thanks, Steve. We'll get to turn that fantastic song off now. We'll stay in awareness with our eyes closed. I really like that particular talk. And that type of talk is primarily to people who've been here a long, long time, okay? And so many of these talks actually focus on people who've been here a long time. And then as we work some of this stuff together in a co-emergent what it is, then because it's taking place in the field, that'll be very useful to other people who have just jumped in, okay? Second comment. We spoke about this last time. For instance, there's going to be a Kala Chakra empowerment by the Dalai Lama in, I think it's July, August, in like 3 days. Really great to do that, the Kala Chakra empowerment. We'll leave our eyes closed. Very, very useful. It'd be great. And all these empowerments are like Shaktipat, huh? Different initiations, different lineages, light, huh? And really wonderfully, the Tantras, Anu Yoga Tantras, have freed themselves of a preoccupation with a kind of institutionalized sexuality, huh? Which in its own epoch was a reaction to early Buddhist teachings and also early Vedantic teachings, known as not this and not that, okay? Very nihilistic on both sides. And so there was a reaction as institutions became embracing everything from violence and forms of sexuality, institutionalized, not unlike in the medieval times also with the Lord and the Master. The same exact play takes place out of cosmological, astrological dimensions, taking place in one place, same phenomena taking place in another place. And that so-called institutionalization, also called the highest yoga tantras, okay, has been slowly but surely undone for many, many reasons. You with me? And so words such as Karma Mudra, Jnana Mudra, and Mahamudra no longer have the same connotations as they once did. You guys following this? Say yes if you are. Okay. So that frame is dissolved. You with me? And though there are some lingerers on, but actually the institutionalization, this is not an anti-sex talk at all, integrating our circumstances in life as it is. I'm talking about the institutionalization phenomena, also known as power trips, okay? Asymmetrical power, okay? Lord as master, master as Lord, okay? And that has been dissolved, okay? And so what was once known as the Jnana Mudra is now us. So this is a Jnana Mudra practice. Do you know that? Where every human being is a vehicle of luminosity, direct resonance, everyone, right? It is a democratic place. Say yes if you understand this. Yes. Then, Jnana Mudra, first Karma Mudra, is all of us. Action. Here we are. Karma Mudra. Jnana Mudra is the archetypes, the apparitional archetypes, whereas some see them right here in the room at this moment, right? Some of you do. Some have the experiences in dream. Some feel the presences and the energy of the archetypical dimension. That is Jnana Mudra. Okay? It's not fantasies in some adolescent's mind. Got it? Then, Mahamudra is where we're leaning into more and more now. And Mahamudra goes beyond it all, and the cosmological points are the reference. Raise your hands if you understand this a bit. Because everybody's clear on this? So the words Jnana Mudra, and if you're new and you don't understand this, you can talk to one of the people who've been here for a very long time, okay? So Jnana Mudra used to mean one thing. Karma Mudra meant another thing. And years of debate about it, okay? A lot of time on their hands. And Mahamudra meant something else. So in the contemporary way, right, they have different meanings. Everybody feel free and happy? So here we're going to hold awareness. And then I'm going to read one more thing, and then we'll do a geometry this morning. I'm going to read the line face Dakini again, because we're all working on embodying that dimension, okay? I invoke the line face Dakini, and I become the line face Dakini. And through the radiance of the light, through the resonance of the light, and the reabsorption of the light, we'll do this with each other right now. We'll radiate. All harmful energies directed at me are completely dissolved. Dissolved. Akasamaraksa Sara Rasa Marayat Pet. I embrace the lineage of the great yogis, whatever traditions, the archetypical deities and Dakinis, and the fierce, demonic, subduing line-faced Dakini. And by the blessing of the great truth, divinity, may all curses, sorcery, black magic, negating, destructive energies, dreadful, ominous, non-conductive obstacles. You can have negative energies that are really trying to do you in, and you can have obstructive obstacles. They're not bad. They're just, don't let anything happen. Nothing happens. You will find yourself waiting for Godot. That is not fun. And hateful enemies be reversed. That hit of the energy, huh? May all negativities be sent back to the harmful martyrs and obstructors. We can clap again and hit it. You feel that, boom, you feel that Shakti, just like in Qigong, right? Completely reversed with no trace remaining. May the demonic energies that cause obstacles to my accomplishment of the embodying of awareness and all harmful actions and dramas without exception be dissolved. And may all my intentions and aspirations be accomplished and completed with immediacy and ease. 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 And then I'm going to read one more, and then we're done. And I'm going to read right now a Dakini Heart Essence, the Black Trauma. And many of us know the dark goddess, the Dark Mother, whether as Kali or through Kunzang Dechen Limpa, the great Turmeric Guru's transmission of that here with Rinzin Dorje, the Dark Mother, the trauma. But I have one from Dorjen Rinpoche, and I would like to give that one to you. It's a brief one. So we're going to hold this right now and hold awareness. We'll enter into it. It's brief. And this is called the Innermost Secret Dakini Sadhana. And this initially emerged from him as a Terma yogi and has this. But he was told to keep it secret for 23 years, which he did. And then he released it. So here we go. We'll enter into this, and we understand that Dakini is our own awareness. Co-emergent Dakini of great bliss. And you guys extend to me, and that'll help me do this. Innermost secret Vajra Yogini, the sadhana of the black trauma, is the ultimate consummate instruction. This is very esoteric, okay? From the emptiness, endowed with three liberations, and its radiant expression of compassion, great bliss, luminosity, non-dual awareness, their oneness appears as a blue-black bomb, B-A-M. That blackness is the luminous blackness of the Dharmakaya. And many of you have experienced that in your bodies or the bodies of others, okay? In blazing light rays, purify, dissolve the clinging perceptions of conceptuality in the three planes of existence. Phenomenal existence is the great Dharmadaya, source of phenomena. In the center of a naturally arisen charnel ground celestial palace. And the charnel ground celestial palace is the metaphor for the earth dimension, right? Celestial palace and a charnel ground, huh? It is the vehicle, the vessel of the world. Upon a lotus, there's a sun and moon, the light, the bright cutting through light, and the beneficent light of the moon. I, that's you, appear as the mother who births all the Buddhas. Black Vajra Krode Kali. Black body, like the season of darkness, fierce, passionate, enchanting, forever youthful. Holding a curved blade, cutting through, and blood-filled skull cap. Not afraid. Standing in a dancing position, one leg extended and one leg bent, manifesting on a human corpse seat. Non-conceptuality, free of frames. Utterly resplendent, with 5 symbolic bone ornaments, and charnel ground accoutrements, hair, leopard skin, wild. Holding the katava, that's like a walking stick, a skillful means in the crook of the left arm, hair streaming upwards amid the lock. The sound of the grunting pig's head causes the 3 levels of existence to tremble, and the pig is associated with me not knowing what's going on, a kind of stupidity, greedy, grasping, desperate. All this is within the blazing expanse of the apocalyptic wisdom fire. That fire of love, actually, that overpowers the 3 planes of conditioned existence with its splendor. And in my 5 centers, the 5 enlightened Dakini lineages in your body, the Devas, with their identifying emblems and ornaments display their dances, like little mantras on your body. And inside the citadel, my indestructible body, that's the body of light. So inside the body of light, which I am, in the three centers, all the dakinis and the horukulas, it means within me, I have the androgynous capacity. I have the oneness of the male and female energies within my own self. Both. And they appear in a vast array of hundreds of thousands, and they're all around, and appear in a vast array of hundreds of thousands. You can feel them. This natural state is uncreated. It is completely natural. It is uncreated and spontaneous, complete from the beginning. You're not in a trance. You're not in another world. In my heart center, inside a sun, moon, there's this box, this beautiful box. Right in the center, the sun and the moonlight is there. The core of the luminous light. The essence right in us. Bam, that's the Dakini seed syllable. Bam is surrounded by the encircling mantra. Maharinisa. Maharinisa. Its radiating light collects the pure essence of the cyclic existence. So you're pulling all this energy and light into you. And this dissolves into me, generating the majestic blessings of greatness. Whatever appears arises as the wisdom mudra, the troma. So that means whatever appears within me and in front of me is the troma, the Dark Mother, Kali. Whatever appears is the wisdom mudra. Audible, yet spacious, mantric sounds cause the mundaneness of my life to tremble with the energy, vibration. And great bliss pervades me, utterly unchanging. In the Vajrayana, bliss is sublime method. Bliss dissolves suffering. Not that it never was, never will be, but it's dissolved through bliss. The dynamic energy of wisdom's luminous realization is completed. Om Vajrakotakali Bam Haranisa Hungpet. And this is the ultimate teaching of my own Yinga Yeshe Dorje Dorje Rinpoche, this revealed treasure of profound realization, completing for me. And after 23 human years have passed, I released the seal of secrecy on the 10th day of the waning moon of the 10th month of the Iron Tiger year 1951. And so I give this to you in the lineage of single transmission. And whenever you get these experiences, you always understand they actually come from the Buddha's primordial awareness and through the person who experienced them. That'd be Dorje Rinpoche. So we're all done now. Here we are, holding awareness. So let's form a geometry today, okay? We'll do that right now. Last week was a fun week. This is a working week. So maybe if you want, you can sit right there. Is that okay? You want to feel healthy, though. If you want to feel good. If you're not feeling well, you shouldn't be on the thing. Are you feeling good? I think you want to sit right there. Feeling good? Want to sit right there? Thanks so much. So we'll hold awareness. And I really don't want anyone, I was watching Ulysses I never watched videos, but I watched when I see Ulysses, and somebody standing in the front. Okay, we don't want anyone standing in front of the camera, okay? We don't want anyone standing in front of the camera. Do not do that. You have to have awareness in this room, okay? Suffering will take place, okay? So do not stand in front of the camera. One final time. Do not stand in front of the camera. I'm not talking about when you're walking around giving energy to people, okay? That's fine. Okay? So let's hold awareness. Here we are. You like the Troma Nagmo?
One,
We're going to focus on all the energies of protection. It's very, very serious.
Wait a minute, baby. Stay with me a while. Said you'd give me life, but you never told me about the fire. They say it doesn't matter what for. When you build your house, call me. He was just like great dark way within the way baby, stay with me a while. Said you'd give me life, but you never told me about the fire. They say it doesn't matter what for. When you build your house, call me. He was just like great dark wing within the wings of a storm. Well, I think I have met my man. He was singing and always undoing. Ah, the laces, undoing the laces. Sarah, you're the poet in my heart. Never change, never stop. Now it's gone. They say it doesn't matter what for. When you build your house, call me. Hold on, the night is speak a little louder. And the wind became crazy. There's a heartbeat and it never really died. Crazy, crazy. Baby, stay with me a while. Said you'd give me life, but you never told me about the fire. They say it doesn't matter what for. When you build your house, call me. He was just like great dark wing within the wings of a storm. Well, I think I have met my man. He was singing and undoing, always undoing. Ah, the laces, undoing the laces. Tara, you're the poet in my heart. Never change, never stop. Now it's gone. They say it doesn't matter what for. When you build your house, call me. Hold on, the night is coming, and the with me a while. Said you'd give me life, but you never told me about the fire. Doesn't matter what for. When you build your house, call me. He was just like great dark wing within the wings of a storm. Well, I think I have met my man. He was singing and undoing. The poet in my heart, never change, never stop. Now it's gone. They say it doesn't matter what for. When you build your house, call me. Hold on. There's a heartbeat, no, it never really died. It never really died. Won't you follow your bride? Could you speak a little louder? And the wind became crazy. There's a heartbeat and it never really died. Crazy, crazy. All I ever wanted was to know that you were dreaming.
Holding awareness. Everybody's awake?
Wait a minute, baby. Stay with me a while. Said you'd give me life, but you never told me about the fire. Drowning in the sea of love, where everyone would love to drown. Now it's gone. They say it doesn't matter what for. When you build your house, call me. He was just like a great dark wing within the wings of a storm. Well, I think I had met my man. He was singing and undoing, always undoing. Ah, the laces, undoing the laces. Sarah, you're the poet in my heart. Never change.
Two, three, four. We'll focus on her. We can touch her. You practice releasing the bodhicitta from the heart center. True sea of love. And then you're going to lean to all the people at the same time in the round, just like you're leaning to Carol. You're leaning without moving. You're feeling that movement of leaning, which actually leads us into the Mahamudra. True meaning of consort is spiritual companionship. Meaning psyche, light, energy, awareness. And then we do one thing without moving your body. You're going to lean through me a little bit. Without moving your body, you're just going to you're practicing able to do that. Okay. You're going to feel yourself leaning also into Elizabeth and Carol. As we know, all this comes through practice, right? And I'm just lean you through me right now one more time. Then just going to feel that going right through the energy. To a little vortex. And holding all that energy and power. Thank you so much. We'll miss you next week. So we'll just sit for a few seconds on holding awareness. Who was not able to be in the middle today? Okay, great. Lynn and... Okay, great. Dan won't be here? Is Dan here? Okay, Dan, why don't you come in the middle then, okay? Thank you so much. A little hot up here. Good to see you, Dan. How did you make it with all the snow? Did you followed you? Great effort, let me tell you. Well then, we'll all do this, okay? Great. Thank you, Steve. I'm going to put my foot on you if you don't mind. Sometimes and we're going to touch Dan. We'll extend through him. In Qigong, in Dzogchen, very similar. Huh? Extension, emanation, amplification, magnetizing, helping pull and open, pacifying if it's too intense, awakening if it's asleep, and then I'd like maybe one or two people to pass through him. It's right next to him, like Karen and Aaron. Like feel yourself passing right through Dan, Patricia, Elizabeth. The oneness. Because we're always giving transmissions with our mind to each other. You with me? Not always the best. You know, especially when we can't hold it, we transmit it. We give it away. Here, have a little bit, okay? We do this, you know. But we also have the capacity to transmit the state of awareness itself, huh? Which is really cool. Holding the awareness, holding the intensity, then we metabolize it more and more, and then the intensity of life doesn't override us. You with me? So, this is not just the peaceful lake with little perch jumping around. Great. How you doing, Dan?
Terrific. I'm in the sea of love. Grounded and drowning.
That's the best place to drown me.
All right, Stevie Nicks.
So we're going to seal everybody. Today we're going to do like this. We're just going to do this. We're going to close the field because it's open a lot today. We're glad Steve is back. We're glad we're all back. Huh? Alive and well. And we're glad. Okay. Thank you guys a lot. If you were late, I'd like you to watch this thing and go through it. You don't have to believe it, but just hear it go step by step by step and understand your own thoughts and your own experience. Because understanding holds the field, not the conceptual component. The conceptual component helps us get to hold the field. But out of that skillful means and gnosis, they go together. Great. A-okay? Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Take it easy. Hasta la vista. See you all next week. Oh, yeah. Everybody should be finished with the editing, right? Everybody finished with the editing? Now, I'm going to say one thing about the editing. It doesn't have, all you really need, you can do as much as you want or as minimal. And minimal is just putting it in the right letters. And if there's any gross spelling or any obnoxious statements, just take them out, you know, like, you know. You know the ones I'm talking about, right? Because we're all working for the same thing. Okay. Thank you, guys, he says, okay? Take it easy. Hasta la vista. You had a good time, Natasha?
When you say, when we think that everything happens for the best.
Yes.